Hey everybody, this is Becky Conley with BC Designs, and I'm here today for Robin's Nest, and we're going to do a live project today using one of the lovely art canvases, and we're going to turn it into a holiday card. So great to be back. I had a little time off. Going to forget about that and craft on. All right, we'll see what we can create today, and we're going to go through a bunch of choices. I haven't decided. I've got a bunch of things here, but I'm not really sure what we're going to be using yet. So let's get started. Here's our canvas, and it's like, oh my gosh, what's that? Mistletoe. Nice holiday plant. And you know I'm a lazy crafter, so I'm going to start light. I have 4 different colors of alcohol inks, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use them all. I'm going to try to, normally when I do backgrounds, I think sky, and I always go blue, but I'm going to try to be a little more festive. So I'm going to start light with the butterscotch and bring in some lettuce. I also have bottle and pesto, and I'm going to try something different with a Spectrum Noir. It is a, let's see, hello, JG1. And I'm going to pull in some, because these are alcohol based as well. I'm going to see how this works out, or even if that's going to be dark enough. I'm just going to throw some color around randomly. I did trim the original canvas down to card size. It was a little bit in. Let me just give you about 6.5 by 4.25. I want to see how that works out first, and I'm putting a felt pad onto a pouncing tool, and I'm taking the butterscotch. Let's just see what happens here. Not quite the blend I was looking for. I know I've done this with you before, but I'm going to have to do it again because it doesn't seem to be blending. So I have some just regular rubbing alcohol because the markers and the ink is alcohol based, and I'm going to come in and pounce directly on it to move it around a little bit. That's just to lighten that green I put down. It didn't move as I was expecting, so adapt and improvise. And happy birthday to all the Marines out there today. I'm going to come back in with the lettuce. If I can squeeze here. Lettuce. And there's still some butterscotch on there. So we're going to just pounce the background. Add a little bit more butterscotch. It does evaporate quite quickly, so we're going to just try to do the whole background. And I'm not trying to rub. As you can see, a little bit of the black ink is moving around, so I'm trying to just pounce to minimize that, but get the color spread all over the background. And I'll show you in a minute, but I did, before I started, I put it on chipboard just to keep the edges from curling up. Makes for a nice sturdy card. Alright, I think we've got some coverage there. I don't like seeing straight lines, so I'm going to kind of go over, or if there's any white areas, I don't really want that either. Just layering the colors. There. Oh, I got a little white spot there. Alright, I think that's pretty good coverage. So we can put the alcohol inks. Oh, I'm shadowing here. Let me put this other light on. That'll help the shadows. Okay, that should not take a long time to dry. Capping up my alcohol inks. And I have a darker green Spectrum Noir. This is JG7. And I'm taking the skinny end. Are you seeing this okay? Alright. So I'm going to come in with the darker alcohol marker and go over some of these leaves and branches. You can find these amazing art canvases. They come in plenty of fabulous designs at dewdroplove.com, and if you're on this page, there is a button to click to go shop. The project will also be up on the blog, chatteringRobinsblogspot.com. I'm just coloring in the leaves with the darker green. And this is just the first part of our project. We're going to turn this art canvas into a greeting card that you can send for the holidays. I'm going as fast as I can so you all don't get bored. And there's really not a lot. It's just tracing the branches and filling in a few of the leaves. It's a bit sticky still. It's almost dry, but I have other things to add on top of it, so I need to give it some time to dry. Just color them all. And I'm going to stay with this same dark green because I want this to pop off the background and get some attention. Sometimes I gotta turn it around and go upside down. That's a really pretty green. Okay, sorry, I'm going as fast as I can to get these colored up. The full instructions will be on the blog at a later date with a list of everything, all the materials that I've used, and you can make this yourself at home. We've got some ribbon and embellishments coming up. Almost there. Bet you can't guess what's next. We're going to put some gorgeous red dewdrop berries on those berries. I think we are there. Okay, I'm also going to go over that little bow loopy thing here. We're going to call that green too. Alright, so the green is done. But first, I need to put some ribbon and my card base. Or this is just another layer, because I like layers. And that's still a bit sticky, so let's see what I've got to do here. About a 1/4 inch in. This is dry permanent adhesive. This is by Adhesive. There are many options out there. I like the dry permanent because you don't have to wait for it to dry. You can just move right along with your project. Get that centered on the mat. And see if I can do it without making a mess. I'm just applying pressure evenly to get that adhesive down. And then I've got this gorgeous ribbon, and I'm going to place this a little bit lower than, let's see, I have the card base is a lime green cardstock, has a little bit of a texture to it, woven. This was 8.5 by 11, just folded in half, and that's going to go just like so. But I want to take up some of this space down here, so I'm going to put it a little lower. See if I can pull that off. Alright, I think I know what I'm doing. Trying to get that close to center. Almost was able to line up those red plaid lines. And I'm going to fold it to the back where I can, right like so. Make sure you fold it so that your little ends aren't showing. Keep it even. There it is. Alright. And then I'm going to attach that to the base card. Alright, so we went over the measurements for the canvas. It was about 6.5 by 4.25, and then this mat is about a 1/4 inch on each side, so add a 1/2 inch to that, or you can just wing it like I do. Stick it on there and then cut it. And I'm adding the dry adhesive to the finished canvas. Ooh, that's some pretty rugged adhesive. Alright, and get that centered onto the main card. So this is an oversized card with the 8.5 by 11 cardstock folded in half, gives you a 5.5 by 8.5 card front. And now I'm going to put on my embellishments. I have my Embelli jelly here because when things are not quite 100% dry or cured, it's hard to use permanent dry adhesive. Robin's Nest does have these dots, but it takes a little bit of practice and extremely dry service for me to get them to work. So this is an Embelli jelly, and all this does is I stick it to something thin, which I had a paintbrush. I stick it to the paintbrush or a toothpick, and it helps me to pick up the dewdrop and place it where I want it. So I'm going to use the best glue ever, liquid glue, and add some dewdrops to make these berries red. And the dewdrops come in lots of shapes: small circles, big circles, diamonds, teardrops. And they may not be the perfect size, but they will complement this canvas art. Okay, so let's see. Oh, stay. And that's why I did the layering and the ribbon before, because this is going to need time to dry. And I want to try using some of these smaller circle dewdrops. These are the red dewdrops. Has all the shapes in there. Oops. It looks orange on the camera, but it's not. It is red. And it has large and small, the diamonds and the teardrops all mixed in. All right, I can't be unbalanced here. I gotta add another biggie over here. And just adding the dewdrops to the mistletoe. And I probably should have hung it upside down the other way. Still not too late. Okay, I need about 5 more of those, so I'm going to dig open the bottle and get some more smaller ones. There we go. Dewdrops in place. And I have a couple more embellishments. I'm going to go through this too. Should I leave it like that so it's hanging, or yeah, no, I like it this way. So my finished card will be in that direction, but this way's good too. Most of them hang. Okay, so for other embellishments, I have fabric poinsettia. I took 3 layers with a brass mini brad and some of the greenery. Normally I would poke this through, but I didn't want to wrestle with a wet canvas, so we're just doing it this way, and I will just glue it into place up in this corner is where I decided. I think I will do that. And this button, I don't know if you can see that, there are some white trees and a deer fawn. Just another embellishment to break up the ribbon. So I just put some liquid glue there, and I'm going to put that just about there. Most of the cards that I make don't have big sentiments on them. I'll print something on the inside or handwrite. But there's no mistaking, this is a holiday card. And I'm sorry, I can't tell you where that button came from. I got it in a swap of random holiday things. So there you have it. Robin's Nest art canvas turned into a holiday card, and the inside is blank right now. Is it working? Can you see me? There we go. It's been cramping up, not really sure why. Thank you so much for stopping by today. It was great to create. It's been a while for me, and I'm glad you were here to share that. And I hope you will try to make some art canvas cards at home. We're all getting started on those holiday cards a little bit early. Well, it's not early. All right, thank you so much. I hope you craft on today.